Welcome to Not a Great Whisper podcast. This is your host, Katy Ray. I am joined by my Bad Moms Club today, or crew, whatever you want to say. The BMC crew, we're missing one, but who is here today is Paige, Kate, and Shayna. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hello. I love these ladies, so I like to make it a point to share that. Of course, you can find friendships, very close friendships at any age, and similarities, and people that might have children. If you have children and you can yell at their children, they can yell at your kids. It's like a great thing to be able to do. And other moms that you can really trust, because it's hard out there. I feel like people say it's super competitive, but I don't think we're competitive at all. And we're very different. But I wanted to welcome you guys and kind of like jump right into talking about how we met, all of us at T-ball. Yes. My kid's not very athletic.
Sure?
So he no longer does T-ball.
But we remained
But
friends.
I think Kate and Shayna started T-ball first, right? And then Connor?
No, we all started together.
Yeah. But
okay.
We met at preschool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Paige and I met at preschool. Connor and Jaden are kind of like devil angel duo. But they like love each other. They sit there and just chat about life.
For the record, my kid's the devil.
Yes, Jaden. So I feel like we all have like our own. For the boys, Jaden's the sensitive one of the group. I think we can all agree.
Yes.
I have a very sensitive, and he'll like build something while the other guys are fighting each other, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tackling.
Connor will punch anybody in his sight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And bam.
Jackson is like calm and then sometimes super hype. He's like total like extremes. Kingston like lays low and does like sucker punches, right?
Yeah, he comes off like he's shy and nice and sweet.
Hey everyone,
and
then he just punches someone in the face.
Exactly.
But I feel like
you.
Jaden wrestles with them when they like start wrestling, but nobody really like cries after. It's really good, right?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't had too bad of injuries yet. But then I see high school and somebody's bailing someone out. I'm not going to be available at that time. So we have Shayna as the youngest of the crew. She's coming in at 17, teen mom. Just kidding. She has 5. Mr. Caleb is in heaven. And then 4 after that, which was boy, twin girls. Surprises for all, right?
Yes.
All were surprises. Wow.
But blessings.
Blessings, of course. She's like a ninja. I think she carries all 4 at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Kate with Mr. Kingston, and one blessing in heaven. And then we have Paige with Hayden, Connor, Delaney. Delaney's everyone's spirit animal, right? I mean, she's very popular. I remember Delaney walking into preschool, like picking up Connor and just walking straight to his class, like no fucks given. But it's funny because we all like embrace our messiness. And what would you say, like, okay, one of you have to say what type of like description you give all of us as moms, like how we are, like adjectives. Kate, the teacher, give us some adjectives. What's Paige?
Oh, we're labeling each
What? I'm
other?
not labeling. No, I'm going to put us all.
Let's put, we're going to be one group. Okay.
Yeah, I just think we're all real
Mhm.
and honest and not just like around each other. But
super protective.
yeah,
of each
all
other.
the time. I knew that you guys were all going to be my friends when I think it was Paige. Sorry, Paige. But she's like, oh, Connor's such a little asshole sometimes. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, great. I want to be your best friend because that's really how kids can be sometimes. So
Little assholes.
yeah, little assholes. And
Fair.
if your child's not an asshole, you're lying. So
I feel like all
We
of you
don't
are
lie.
super thoughtful and creative. Kate sometimes has those extra ideas that are just like
She's
out
the
of.
Pinterest.
She's the Pinterest mom. I'm
she's more
thoughtful in
patient.
words. I'm not as great as the action part. Paige doesn't really like hugs, so please don't hug her. Shayna has her hands full, so if you're hugging her, and she has about 195 family members, sisters, brothers, cousins that are like sisters and brothers, and you just got to embrace them all. And everyone gives you a hug and loves you. Usually when she has a party at her house, it's a party of like probably about 100 is like your low minimum amount, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
yes.
Shayna didn't want to be here today, but we forced her.
You're going to take that part.
Take that back.
No, this
Take
is
that back.
amazing. Honey.
I love it. And wait, so we have Paige is the oldest of siblings. I'm the youngest of 4 siblings. You're 3.
Yes.
Kate?
The youngest of 4.
Youngest of 4. Oh, wow. I didn't realize
I
that.
don't think I knew that either.
I know. I feel like you'd be like the oldest.
No, I'm the baby.
And
I
Shayna?
act the oldest out of all 4.
Shayna's like the middle of 100.
Middle of 5.
Okay, 5. Okay, there's like 17 or 18. So they got me addicted to coffee again. I'm blaming you guys. I feel like I embrace the caffeine with you and the expensive caffeine. Shout out to Bel Air Coffee. But what do you think? Well, my favorite thing is, do you think we are intimidating to other moms when they see us out? Sometimes.
Maybe they're jealous
We might
of the
start
realness.
this baseball season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, have you already done that? Like scared other
Oh,
moms?
No, but
We're planning to.
I feel like it might happen this baseball season.
Your plan
Oh,
is
your
to?
plan.
It's your plan. Paige, so that's the plan.
We might have to.
Okay,
Yeah.
but I feel like okay, I get the protective atmosphere of our clan.
Generally, no, I don't think we're intimidating. However,
Sometimes
there's
when you have your
circumstances
crew with
that have
you,
come up.
when you have your crew. And I think that's how the boys get too when you see them out.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens, like someone's coming in and sucker punching someone from the back,
Yeah.
which will be a problem
I
later.
think it only seems intimidating like if you saw all 4 of us together and you're the outside one,
Mhm.
then we'd be intimidating to come up to. But I think we're really good about always interacting with everyone else too.
Did
And
any of us have resting bitch face when we met each other?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
You don't think?
I remember when Connor would come home and talk about Jaden, and I'm like, "Oh,
Who's
dear
this
God,
bitch?
which
I
one
hope
is
her mom
Jaden?"
isn't a
Because
bitch.
there's some questionable kids
Yes,
in preschool.
there's always
So you
the-
hope your kid
yeah.
picks a good one.
You're like, oh, please be a mom that's present and knows her kid's name.
Yeah,
basically.
don't be shower cap
Yeah.
mom. And so I was
Shout out to
pleasantly
Shower-
surprised
Doubt she
when
listens. Doubt she listens.
was pleasantly surprised when I met you.
You're like, oh, she smiled at me. I feel like no one gave me resting bitch face. No, nobody did. I didn't do like the typical, oh, you're going to look each other up and down. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, those slippers look comfortable, Paige. You know? Like, oh, those look super comfy today. But I don't think so, but you don't know from like the outside. So if we brought someone else in, they're probably like, you guys are a bunch of bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yep.
That's not a worst thing to be,
Maybe.
though. I don't
Yeah.
mind it.
But we're loving. We're loving. We're caring.
You're so cute.
We're not like
What are some struggles we have as moms, though? Like, I don't ever censor my texts with you guys, but I know like other people might like they want to sound like perfect, but I'm like, fuck it, I'm not.
No.
But what do you think other mom? I mean, I think moms struggle with a lot. Just perfectionists. Like you
Yeah.
can't get a lot of shit done. What is self-care?
Stress.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
can relate to that.
I don't have any patience. And I like really, and I feel
Zero.
like kids are supposed to give you patience, and I think I have less. So it's something like I always struggle with because I feel like there's days where I feel like I yell at my kids all day long, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, why did I do that?
Mhm. And then you're like, how did I affect them today? I
Right.
get like that a lot. When I've raised my voice and then I'm like, did that help them? Probably not. I'm totally like that. But that's us giving each other grace. And I you know, someone made a mom blog I read that was like, I still yell at my kids because sometimes they act like assholes. I mean, and you don't want them to be the entitled assholes who are like walking around thinking that their shit doesn't stink.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just watching this. Because, I mean, we all went to school with kids like that. I dated one. Not my husband, but another person. But, like, that, like, nothing, I don't do anything wrong. I'm not going to cut my hair and I'm going to get kicked out of school. Like, what? These are the rules. Like, it's just funny.
But I also like that with all of us in our relationship, like you guys have full authority and your husbands to yell at my kids or to point that, like, if you guys see something that I don't, like, I'm not going to be the defensive parent that's like, don't yell at my kid.
What did
don't-
he do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my kid would never do that. So
I totally trust
I
you guys
like
too. And it's funny because I think it's important to have other authority figures. Even though I've like yelled at Connor and he like walks away from me like, fuck this chick.
he does the same thing to me.
He like
so.
looks at me like, nice try, Miss Katy. I'm gonna go now. Thank you. And you're just like, wait, what? Oh, okay. But I think that's important. They have other authority figures because when they're with coaches and things like that, then they're listening to other people. And that's funny too because I always feel like they always get like a new item when they're with Shayna. So they're going to want you as a mom.
Mhm.
Because they're always like, is Miss Shayna going to be there?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, she does have snacks all the
Always.
time because the girls have the snacks. I was like, damn it. I guess I just have to have a bag of snacks. And I will because I'll have a stroller soon. So I'm just going to put a bag of snacks in there.
You'll be
I'm
that
gonna the cool
mom.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's when you just got to take over. There's always these like little lists. Okay, so if we were Spice Girls, who would we be?
Oh my gosh. What are
Scary Spice.
for you?
Sporty Spice.
Sporty, yeah. Shayna.
Baby
Take
Spice.
Sporty.
Posh Spice.
I was
Posh,
gonna
yeah.
claim
Paige is
myself as
posh. Kate is baby.
Baby, I was gonna
Shay
say
is
baby.
ginger spice.
Yeah. That's
Shayna
not
is
here.
sporty and I'm scary.
Oh.
Okay, Halloween next year.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
That'd
New
be
tradition.
that'd be scary. I mean, our
What will our
outfits.
gift
We don't care. Maybe like the whole Frozen clan.
Oh, Shayna did that.
So how do you kind of fight off the looks you get when one of your kids is having a tantrum in public? I think that happens a lot to moms.
I don't care. So, I feel
You know how
like
people give you like side eye in the grocery store?
Yeah. I just don't really pay mind to it because it happens, I feel like, a lot.
Well, you're rounding up like 30 kids at once,
Yeah.
Teach.
Yeah. I just know I always try to be the mom that doesn't look when another child
Mhm.
is doing that or a mom is.
I know. I try to
having
give like a
hard
nod
time.
if I make eye contact, but I
Yeah.
don't really know how that goes.
I've said,
I'm like,
yeah, I've said before
Chest
to a
piece
few
up.
moms, like, oh, been there, like, I
Yeah.
get it, because you can see it in their face. They're like so embarrassed,
Yeah.
like in the middle of Target, like, what do you do? Especially when there's multiple kids, like, I might not get that part, but like, I get that
Mhm.
it's hard right now.
Mhm.
And like, do you want me to pick up one of your children? I will.
I feel like that's perfect that you ignore. Paige, what would you do? I feel like you might say something as you walk by.
I would give a side eye back. if somebody was side eyeing me, I'd side eye him back and be like, "Don't act like you haven't been here before. We've all been here." But then on the other hand, same as Kate, like when I see other parents going through it, like you have sympathy because you know what it's like to be in that. Yeah, nobody wants to be the one that has their kid face down on the floor, like screaming.
I know. Shayna? Just kidding. It was just a joke. It was false. It was false. I think it's funny when moms look at dads when they're out with their kids and just dads and they're like, oh, how cute. And you're like, what? That's the dad. Like, that's the fucking dad.
That's
I don't get an aw cute when I'm out with my
No.
kids.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? Why did he just get that is so cute. Do you do that to dads when you see dads out? Please don't.
No, because I know it doesn't probably happen often. So I'm like, where is the mom? Like, she's probably sick, like dying in bed because she's not here. So
What are the stereotypes that are real? When you're at Target, do you buy things you don't need?
Yes.
yes,
All three yes. Okay. Yeah. She's like,
All
yes.
in, yes.
yeah.
Do you sometimes forget when you last showered? This is usually infant stages.
I mean, I only have one kid, so I will say no. But it's only
Kate
because
has the
I'm
best hygiene of the group.
I am the only one.
I will
that has
forget
one.
when I washed my hair. I do remember when I shower, but hair is questionable.
I think it's funny in the movies when they're like, have you taken a shower? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, I feel like I knew when I got out the shower because I always would hear like fake screaming
Mhm.
Yes.
when you're in the shower.
Oh gosh.
That
Or
shit's
there's
real.
always a kid inside
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Who's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing? Are you almost out? And I need you to grab something for me. Like,
Go
it's-
ask your
Yeah.
dad. Or I'll shower at like 2 a.m. Showers at 2 a.m. for me is always.
Oh, that is a nice
Yeah.
it's a refresher.
option.
Do you go to
Yeah.
bed afterwards or do you get woken
then
up?
I need to clean and do laundry and.
Okay.
She
Mom
doesn't
life
sleep.
still.
She doesn't sleep.
How
Poor
much?
kid.
How many hours of sleep average do you get? Get closer to the mic. 4?
4 hours.
Maybe.
But it's
Still?
broken.
4 hours are broken?
It's broken all
Like
the time.
2
Yeah,
hours?
probably. Like a deep sleep, probably 2
You
to
can
3
come
hours.
take care of my infant when it comes out.
Yeah,
You?
she's-
Oh
He
no,
does.
Kingston sleeps till like 12
Yeah, I'm
on
sorry.
weekends.
My child sleeps too. Sorry.
But you don't always sleep.
Oh, I don't. My husband's a firefighter, and
Oh yeah.
I
You're up worrying.
don't sleep when he is on shift. When he first started, I didn't sleep through the whole night.
So you're technically
And
on
I would
shift.
text Shayna,
Yep.
and I would talk to her, and I would call her, and yeah, it's
Oh
true
my God.
story.
Still?
To this day, I go to bed extra late and don't get any sleep. So, and today, he's working like a double shift to cover someone, so he's working 48 hours. So yeah,
It's really healthy for
I won't
everybody.
be awake.
Yeah.
Like, at
How
all.
about yours? Are you broken up
No, I think I'm finally to the point where I sleep most of the time. Delaney woke up a bunch last night, but that's not normal.
random.
But my kids all like to wake up early, like anywhere.
Mine too.
Like
I don't.
6:30.
Ditto.
But I'm also sleep is one of the things that like I have to get. So I don't feel human. Like it gives me. I feel like I'm sick. I get anxiety. Like if I don't get a good night's sleep, like it just throws me off. But I get not sleeping when your husband's not there, especially being a firefighter, because like when Mike travels,
The worry.
I'll like be like, oh, I'm going to bed early. I have the whole bed to myself. And then it like comes time to go to sleep. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is weird. It's
okay?
only
Yeah.
I
the kids.
just lay there.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So also mom guilt. Is mom guilt real? Like if you
Yes.
go out with your friends
Oh, yeah.
and you're not
God,
home,
every time.
super real.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
you're drunk and hungover and you can't really move the next day. And then you're like, I feel bad.
Yeah.
That's happened once.
Just once?
One.
In the last, like,
She's talking BMs.
She's a great BMC best friend, all the things.
All
she
the
loves
things.
surprise shots.
Yes.
Always.
Takes care
So,
This is the thing. Listen, I used to be really fun and really cool. And then when I go out sometimes, I think I'm still really fun and really cool. So I'll drag my feet about wanting to go out and be like, oh, I want to go to sleep. I don't want to get ready. But then once I'm out, you're not getting me to go home. So I'm like, where are we going next? We're not going home.
we can't go home. I'm out.
And then we all wake up hungover the next day, hating our lives
Yeah,
and
like,
wondering
what did
why
I
you guys
do?
let me talk you into things.
Takes like 3 days to recover. Paige and my husband had our baby Sprankle. Chris took 2 days and he blamed it on the 2 shots I made for you guys.
Oh, he did take 2. I only
Yeah,
took
but
1.
I was like,
and I
it's
didn't
2
drink near as
shots.
many White Claws.
can't.
I don't have that in
I
me,
thought it
so.
could have been the 30 White Claws, but it wasn't.
Or the 50 cookies.
Or the
50
50
cookies that had a
cookies.
stomach
Oh my
hurting
god.
after.
That's why I'm just like, this just isn't. Or
No
like a quick
sympathy.
flu I got rid of.
Zero sympathy.
I can't. Men are still hilarious when they talk about
Oh,
it.
they
They're
won't ever
hungover.
claim to be
Mm-mm.
hungover, I feel like.
No,
Mike's
never.
always like, oh, I think I must have eaten something.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Something you made yesterday or
Yeah,
whatever. And
all
you're like,
the
no, it
strength.
wasn't. You just projectile vomited in our bathroom.
I feel like Chris does that
All the
often
time.
when we have a
He might,
BMC.
I mean, we might have to address, it might be like an eating disorder. He might think he got bloated. Dysmorphia, which some of us have in this room because we're all beautiful. But I think, yeah, it's real life. So none of us are really hippies out of the crew, right?
No.
You always have like that one mom that's just making you like natural shit
No,
all the
that's
time
not
or like
us.
throwing essential oils on you, which I'm totally cool with.
Yeah, that's fine.
But you sometimes need a vaccine or an antibiotic.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's
Or like
necessary.
they make baby food.
But
so
if we
that
can
you
find
could
someone
buy
that makes that elderberry shit I hear about,
Oh,
we
yeah.
need that in our life.
Yeah.
Someone who
Or you could buy that too.
like washes their
hoping
hands.
I
Oh, can
could
you?
buy that.
Oh, okay, I'll buy
Yeah,
it.
you could buy it.
But there's fun
On
things.
Amazon.
It's funny to see like how some moms know so much more shit. Like I feel like you guys always are like, hey, here's that Amazon deal shit. I was just like, I didn't
yeah.
even know this existed.
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys are better. You do your more due diligence sometimes, and I just like lay back. Like I hope they'll send me a link of something I can utilize. But do you ever feel like when you meet like a mom? Well, here that's a good example. Paige's story of when you were pregnant, and Shayna was pregnant with twins, running up and down the softball field or the baseball field,
Oh.
and how she was just like jogging like around the whole field, and you just gave birth to Delaney.
Yeah. So I had met you in preschool, and then the first season, which was actually the same time the boys started preschool, we started T-ball. And I didn't go to like the first week because I had Delaney. So I show up, Delaney's like a week old. You feel disgusting after you have a baby. Nothing fits. Like I was probably wearing
You're in
one
your
of
diaper,
Mike's shirts.
and you're in
like,
your mom diaper.
Awful.
Mom diaper.
And then I see this pregnant girl like
Twins.
running around the baseball field after her 2 little kids. And then someone tells me she has twins. And I'm like, that bitch. Like, I feel gross right now. She's like, she's all belly. She's got these 2 kids. She has twins. Like, what is my life? And then here we are 2
This
years
bitch,
later.
yeah.
And-
Friends forever.
yeah. And I really, what you mentioned earlier about like Shayna and the kids, like I think my kids would prefer to be with her than me. Like Hayden spent like so much time with you over the summer, and she was like, "What's Shayna doing
Will Miss
today?"
Shayna be there? It's like they don't even care about the kids. Will Miss Shayna be
Yeah.
Yes, but I love all of your kids.
Oh.
Their kids. And I
We
don't
know.
we don't
We love
really
you.
need any more new kids besides Jasmine and Paige. She's probably gonna have one more.
Just kidding. Oops.
No, Kate. That pipe was cut. Yeah.
So we have a vasectomy from your husband, not a hysterectomy for you.
Correct.
They didn't do it. You Does Jacob have a
Jacob,
vasectomy?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're
I'm still.
okay. So you can go find a new boyfriend.
That's my plan.
Yep.
I can never get pregnant. Kate, whoever you want to be the father of your next baby, whatever you want to do. I'm still wondering who the father of mine is, but
Mailman,
so
maybe?
I think they put too much of like, oh, if you have a C-section, just take everything out for women, but our hormones have to balance so much. It's like the guys is like a snip and like a frozen peas on for like an hour. I feel like. Right?
Oh yeah, they should.
So we can
totally
do
be
that.
the
And then
ones to
someone's
do it.
creating like a birth control for men, which needs to happen because that guy does not need 8 kids.
Mhm.
That's walking around, right?
Agree.
Like, can we figure out life? Isn't it funny to go from generation to? Do you feel like you had to hit a certain milestone once you got married or once you had a kid? Like the pressures
No,
of
but-
women.
No, but I happened to. Shayna and I both got married and had our children the same year we got married. Just so happened.
Was it the baby
So-
first though?
No,
Then- okay, it
we
was
both got
married.
married in February 2008. Oh, just kidding. February 2014. Sorry, that's
February
our
8th.
that's our
Did you guys graduate from high school?
sorry, that's our dating anniversary.
Shayna was in 5th grade.
Kidding.
2008.
She was. Just kidding. That's our dating year. 2014.
Okay, and
we
then same
got
year.
married, and then she had Jackson in October, and I had Kingston in December. So 2014 was the year we both got married and had the boys.
I didn't realize that. And then Paige, you had Hayden first.
I had Hayden and Connor, and then Mike and I
And
got
you- oh,
married.
yeah, 'cause he's so cute in
Connor was almost 2 in our wedding because life gets in the way
Uh-huh.
and marriage wasn't
Top priority.
like, our priority.
Mhm.
So fun fact, both Connor and Hayden were born as with my maiden name in the hospital because they give you the mom's last name
Oh, shit.
until they leave, and so Delaney was the only one that was born with.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but I don't feel like I had certain milestones for marriage, or I felt when I was younger, I think even before I had Delaney, I felt more timeline for babies than anything else because I feel like even when I was younger before I had Hayden, I felt like I would be younger having all of my kids. And then I was like, I want to be done having kids before I'm 30. And then I was 32 when I had Delaney. And so I feel like sometimes the expectations you have are like not how things.
Yeah, throw them out the window.
Yeah.
And I like that you guys kind of waited to get married because you had Hayden. You kind of grew from that.
Mhm.
And then you had Connor, and you're like, okay, I think I love you now. I'll marry you.
Well, we were just like when we had Hayden, we would have gotten married to be married, like because we felt pressured to be married because
Yeah.
we had a kid. And I fully believe if we would have gotten married then, we would have ended up divorced
Or
and
rocky.
not been where we are now.
Yep. And I think that's important for people to be like, there's no like set timeline. Like there's no like, you have to be married, then you have to have a kid, then you divorce and have a second husband,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is what our goals are now. Hashtag looking for you. I'm just kidding. Maybe not.
I was gonna say I was just to be honest, like happy I didn't get pregnant like that year we were engaged or the 5 years before that. So the fact we made it like after the wedding, like you
You're
know,
like, this is a blessing.
I mean, I'm just being honest. So yeah,
I wanted to
mean,
fit into my wedding dress too.
Exactly. I mean, I really did have fears about
But
that,
I
like,
didn't.
what if-
I always think in my head, if I didn't stop like birth control right away, I would have never known I was infertile.
Mhm.
And I think the timing was good for me just at my age because like eggs were fine, everything like that. But if I didn't technically have the expectation of like, okay, now we start a family, we just got married,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have realized everything so quick and been poked and prodded so
Mhm.
quickly and violated with everybody's hands. But it was nice to like jump into that early for me just because it is like a mind fuck all the
Yeah.
time for just women. I have friends who don't really, I have a lot of friends that don't have kids. And, once they hit like 35, it's like embedded in your head, like, oh, you have to get pregnant now, or you're like, your eggs deteriorate. And it's not even,
Yeah.
what is Janet Jackson, like 60?
Yeah.
She has a baby?
Cameron Diaz just had one.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like 40.
She has to be in her 40s.
She's 40 something. I want to say 48, but that
Yeah,
sounds
that's what I'm
old for her.
saying.
But yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, but we have this thing embedded in us that like just like, all our female body parts die at like a certain age. And you're like, wait a second. Betty White could get pregnant right now. But Shayna, you kind of cleared Paige's goals of having all your kids before 30.
Yeah, you won.
You're like, here I am, just going to run a marathon.
I did get pregnant before I was married.
How dare you, sinner.
Yeah, I did.
I'm throwing holy water on her right now. Bless her.
I was pregnant on my 21st birthday.
Oh, shit.
Gosh. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You got drunk though still, right? No, but you got drunk though
Every
still,
year
right?
after,
Every year after that. So it does make me sad that I will never be pregnant again, but I think that's okay.
How do you feel like, I mean, you've
Being
been
the
pregnant for
youngest?
how many years in a row? Your body's been like recovering. I mean, because it is a recovery.
4 times. Yeah.
Your hormones need to bounce
I've
back.
been pregnant 4 times in
7,
6.5 years.
6.5 years, which, I mean, I took like a 4-year break and I think it's like a new baby. Like I've never been pregnant before, but I'm just like in my head, it's like back to back. I think you've nailed it. So you should probably write a book about how to maintain sanity through being pregnant through my drinking years.
Yeah, I was going to say. In
good
your
title.
20s.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could come up with a good title.
I know.
Yeah.
How do you feel how much pressure it is to like when you bring your significant other out and you're like, oh gosh, I hope they like this. It's a lot of pressure a little bit because your significant other sometimes annoys the shit out of you. I mean, shout out to the dads, our dads out there. They're great. They're great people. But sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, shut up. Like, shut up. So you're like worried, like my friends aren't going to really, or they're not going to like blend. How thankful were you when all of our crew got it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very thankful.
All of our husbands.
Have you lost
get
a friend
along.
because of your spouse?
No.
No.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
No.
There's those 4 people who haven't called me back.
Not necessarily because of him. I've had friends who, I mean, looking back, probably weren't like great friends
yeah.
anyway, like not lifelong friends, but like they wouldn't get along about stuff or they would know too much or I would, that sort of thing. But I think that it was great how all of us get along, our kids and our husbands, and how good all of our husbands are with each other's kids.
Yeah, they are.
Because they
all have
all
like
are,
the
like-
coach mentality,
yeah,
or like the teacher
super
mentality.
involved and like talk to them. So I've been glad.
Yeah, they're
for
like
that.
not like the guys playing video games in the corner.
No,
Which is super
never.
important. But you're right with that, with like different seasons of life. So was it really like a friendship you needed to? Because I mean, in college, I lost some friends because of Chris. We partied a lot, and but it wasn't like because of him. It was probably because of me too.
Yeah.
But you're right. It's like different seasons, and just it's kind of nicer to find friends when you're older and you've experienced so much because. I mean, like, I've let go of family members, I've let go of friends, but you're at like a, the quality over quantity thing. I mean, we're never going to be like, no, you can't be here with us in the BMC, but it's really
I don't
just.
know.
I
Would not put it past us, depending on who it is.
Listen, I try to spread kindness. It's free. Sprinkle it everywhere. But it's true with the loyalty and stuff. I've already seen how loyal you guys are. I mean, I have like 1,000 members in my family. We all went to Paige's house. And the BMC was there like cleaning up and doing all that shit for the whole time. But like it's just you find those people and you're like, wow. And they kind of like boost you up a little bit. Like things I would never think I would like do, I do now because you guys like kind of give me to the next level of mom life, which is hard. But I'd rather sit on my couch and just stare. But I'm like, no, what would Kate do? She'd paint a mason jar.
Oh, stop.
Shayna's going to Sky Zone with someone else's kids and hers. It equals 7, and she wants to pick up mine. I got to get off the couch and do it too. Like it's just like Paige just signed up for another 4 years of dance for all 3 kids. I'm like, I got to do something active. So you guys give me to that next level, and I think. As a younger age, you're like competing so much. Where now we're at a stage where it's like, no, just bring people that like kind of help and support. Because I have no problem asking you guys for help. I hope you have no problem doing that. But I just want to tell moms, like, don't be so intimidated. We all fuck up.
Yeah.
Like a shit ton. I fuck up a shit ton.
Yeah. We yell and
I just
we're
spit on my
just,
mic.
I don't know, real moms.
We're there for the good and the bad.
Oh,
so like
real
sometimes our group texts are like full of like, get me away from my kids. Like, how can I leave them on a corner and like somebody else pick them up? And then other times it's like, my kids are great. Listen to what they did
I just
today.
got
Like,
a
look at these
t-shirt.
cute pictures. So I think that and none of us judge any of
Any
us
of
any
it.
less for any of us. So it's
I
the
know.
good, being able to share the good and the bad.
I know when I strive for the outfits that Lily and Lena wear
Yeah.
on like a daily, the twins. But I think the message really is for, I mean, this is definitely a mom parent message of just like, don't worry about the competing thing. I don't think any of us compete. I mean, we all go through really hard times. It's been hard for like all of us through like losses and gains, but it's good to be there for both. And none of us are perfect at all. But you guys are beautiful.
Oh.
You're beautiful.
And your
We are.
eyelashes are great today. Usually
Not
Shayna's
mine,
crying by the
just-
end of the
Just Shayna and
Okay.
Paige because they have amazing lashes. Not me.
Yeah, no
can't
judgment
afford
either.
that.
Like
I'm a
we're
teacher.
living our lives. Like some of us do Botox, some of us do eyelashes. I don't think any of us have injected anything in our butts, which is good.
No.
No.
Thank
And
goodness.
please, Lord,
Hashtag-
no, none of us will.
Please, Lord.
Please,
You'll
Lord.
get an infection and you won't
Please,
be
Lord,
able to
don't do that. Honey.
Oh, honey.
Too much sitting,
Please.
honey. Oh,
Shayna's
honey.
voice. Oh, honey.
And please, Lord, don't do that. But no judgment if you did. Just be careful
Yeah.
out there. Know what's
We all
going
have
in there.
natural, awesome asses.
I know.
We're lucky, honey.
Right.
Honey, there's your there's your
Hashtag awesome asses. That's going to be on our episode. Any final words for moms out there or parents? Shout out to our dads, our baby
Yeah,
daddies.
They're important.
You know, they put a lot of effort into being good role models sometimes. White Claws, 30 White Claws later, not so much.
Or 50 cookies
Last
later, you're telling us-
minute advice for moms. Oh, starting with Kate.
Be real, and
Closer
if
mic. Tell the
you
crew.
can't be real to your mom friends, then they're not. They shouldn't
Yeah.
be your mom friends.
You're right.
So,
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Like if you have to, oh my gosh, I need to like get ready today, or like I need to make sure I tell them, or I wear my Gucci bag or some shit. I would more like Gucci. I'm more like a bootleg edition, but we on a budget. But you're right. If you can't be, that's not your mom friend.
No.
Like just find a new crew, or just maybe be real to yourself. I like that one. Paige?
I was going to say, find you a crew like ours. Find you your own
Find you your
BMC.
crew like this one. We're
but-
taking applications.
Yes.
No, we're not taking applications.
We have a fifth member.
Yes.
Move.
Our fifth member, we're now a statewide operation, nationwide operation. Shay moved to Missouri. She's still in our heart.
We're nationwide. We're nationwide.
Mom advice is like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Like if your village is your village, like don't be afraid to ask for help because we really can't do all of this on our own because it's going to kill you when you do try to do it all. Like I really think it took having a third kid for me to be like, okay, I
I need
can't
help.
juggle all these balls. So I need
girl.
Maybe
yeah.
she could that one time.
You guys had to take
In
it there.
college, she did. She was very talented back then.
We're being real still.
But whether it's family or friends, whoever's in your village, like accept the help because you need it.
True.
We all need it.
You're totally right. And I think moms are like, no, we can do it all. And it's like, back up. Like, that's like 100. That's like 5 different responsibilities for, yes, you are going.
Yes.
5 different responsibilities for one person. And we don't embrace, like, this is a lot. And then you're like, I'm down on myself. I couldn't finish those 75 things. I've just learned to, like, look back and be like, okay, we did a lot today. Shayna, your advice for the moms?
Yes. Be real. And I truly am blessed for my friends, my BMC, and their families. And just,
Shayna got our shirts made.
Sleep is overrated.
yes, sleep is overrated.
You'll sleep when you're dead. It's fine.
Recovering from a surgery with 4 toddlers and under the age of 5 is
That's some real shit.
it's not recommended.
It's
but
not
it
doctor
is.
approved at all.
But I have had to accept that I'm just going to throw a ton of stuff in bins for the next couple weeks, and that's been a little harder for me.
Yeah.
But
How's your patience changed with 4 under 5?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I do. I try really
Personally,
hard just
do
to
you think
continue.
you're patient? Because we see the patience, but like
Yeah.
personally,
I think I am patient. I know that when I had Caleb, I feel like that's helped me a lot. I just kind of always remember how blessed I am to have all of my children. And I think when I feel like I'm not getting patience, I kind of somehow work through it and try to remind myself that, you know, if I don't know, I don't ever feel like
I feel like you're really good too about where I get extra anxious about stuff. You're good at like taking a step back and being like, they're fine. And I'm like, okay, they're fine.
I do. I try to.
Did you see that white van pass by? Someone's going to take
what would Shayna do?
Yeah. Oh, I think of
Not
Shayna
STDSD. Don't
like
get
if Shayna can get through like every day with 4 children or
Under
toddlers,
5,
or even when we first met and she had a 1 and 2-year-old boy, like 2 boys,
Yeah.
I was like, I can't even do 1.
Like I've been trying to recruit Hayden for like a week. Paige won't give me her, but that like 10-year age mark is just like beautiful right now. I'm just like, help her.
And I do have to say, Paige is very, very lucky, and Mike, Hayden is awesome.
She's gonna make so much money off us in like 5 years.
And my kids love her.
Yeah, babysitter.
And yeah, you're really blessed.
Her
and
college
thank God
is paid
Hayden
for.
is who she is, because if she was anybody else, Paige, I don't know if we'd be in the same line.
Thank God we like her soda. Shit. Thank God she's not like that. Those like 10-year-olds who are like, no, Mom.
Well, I ran into
like,
it with
no.
Hayden first and
Not
not Connor
Connor.
first, because things would be way different.
We are thankful. So, hashtag blessed.
I do love Connor, by the way. I feel like I need to say that.
all our kids. We love them all.
Love them all.
Equally, sometimes more than others. Equally. But I think that's good advice. I think momhood is a beast in itself, whether it's 1 kid or what do you have, 9? Whatever, how many kids you have. I know I went to school with someone who had 9 back-to-back kids.
Wow.
No, thank you to Shayna.
Yes, that was
But I'm saying, like, it's just giving that person grace, and I think giving yourself grace, and you're going to have bad days, right? There's definitely not a perfect mom out there. But if you are, please reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your stories. But Shayna, Kate, and Paige, thanks for joining.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having
Oh my
us.
gosh, you did it without a bottle of wine. Super proud of you. We're gonna ride out with Morty's music beats. Not really here, but on the podcast. Not a Great Whisperer podcast. Instagram at The Real K-Ray or Cray, Krey. KatyRay.com. You can find all the podcasts. And we had the BMC on today, the Bad Moms Club, but we're really good moms. And shout out to our baby daddies for helping out with these crazy kids of ours. All right, we're out.